Good afternoon, students. This is 12th standard botany video class, video 3. In this video class, we are going to continue the lesson Reproduction in Plants, chapter Asexual and Sexual Reproduction in Plants. So, previous video class, we have seen what is asexual reproduction, what is reproduction, how asexual reproduction is taken place in lower plants, fungi and lower animals, and different modes of asexual reproduction in lower plants, fungi and animals. And also we have seen how higher plants which are showing the asexual mode of reproduction. So the asexual mode of reproduction is divided into two types, vegetative method and conventional method, artificial method and also modern method. So conventional method means it is a old method which is used for a long time. Modern method, by using science and technologies, how we are going to produce newly formed plants with desirable character. So that is said to be asexual reproduction. And also we have started what is sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is the method of reproduction by the fusion of male gametes and female gametes which is produced in the different plant body and form a diploid zygote is called sexual reproduction. This sexual reproduction may vary in the lower plants, that is, it is taken place in 3 stages. One is isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy. Today, in this video, we are going to see the next important topic is sexual reproduction in plants. Dear students, last video class, we have started sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction is occur in lower plants as well as the higher plants. The lower plants, the mode of sexual reproduction may vary, that is isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy methods. In the higher plants, the sexual reproduction is different. It is occur in 3 stages: pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization. And also there is a difference between lower plants and higher plants. Lower plants, the fertilization is external, but in higher plants, the fertilization is internal. So whatever may be the lower plants and higher plants which are producing 2 gametes, male gametes and female gametes. So these gametes are fused together. Both of them are haploid, that is n number of chromosome, both fused together to form a diploid zygote. So this zygote afterwards developed into an embryo. The embryo which produced the newly formed individuals. That mode of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. This and all you already studied in the previous video class. And also we have started flower. Flower is the reproductive organ in the plant pods. The definition of the flower is a modified form of shoot is called flower. That is a stem portion only, afterwards modified into flower, which is named as a reproductive organ which contains the hormones is called phloriston. And also most of the morphologists given a definition, so that is a flower is a highly condensed part of a shoot, that means stem. That's why simply I told you it is a modified form of shoot which is responsible for reproduction. So, flower is named as a reproductive organ. That is bud, flower, fruit, seed. Everything which is named as a reproductive organ. Flower is mainly named as reproductive organ in the plant pots. The flower which consists of 4 whorls, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are named as accessory whorl or helping whorl. That means they do not responsible for the reproduction. Another 2, gynoecium and androecium. Androecium is the male reproductive organ. Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. Both of them which is responsible for reproduction. So they are named as essential whorls. So this reproduction in higher plants is taken place in 3 stages. Pre-fertilization, that is fertilization before fertilization, that is fusion of male gametes and female gametes which forms diploid zygote is called fertilization. Another one is the post-fertilization. After the formation of zygote, what are all the changes which is occur in the plant pots? That is said to be post-fertilization. So these are all the 3 events which is taken place in the higher plants of sexual reproduction. So this and all you already studied in the previous video class, and also we have started pre-fertilization. This is the first stage of sexual reproduction in higher plants. So what are all the structures and events which is taken place in the pre-fertilization? So first one, a flower which contains the hormone is called phloriston. So this hormone which causes some structural changes, that is shape. So the hormonal and structural changes in your plants which cause certain differentiation, that means variation, and also it produce or develop a floral primordium. So floral primordium means before the formation of flower, the organ which is produced in the plant pot is called floral primordium, or simply we call it as bud. Young one of a flower is called bud. It is otherwise named as floral primordium. The structure and the events which is involved in the pre-fertilizations are given below. So this one also we already seen in the last video class. Parts of a flower, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are accessory whorl. Androecium and gynoecium are essential whorl, that is they took part in the fertilization process or they took part in the reproductive process. So they are named as essential whorl. First, we are going to see the male reproductive part or androecium. So androecium is the male reproductive organ which consists of stamens. Each stamen which consists of a slender, long, stalk-like portion is called a filament. See the diagram. In the stamen, a long thread-like or filament-like structure which is brown in color is named as filament. At the tip they are having the oval shaped body is called anther. So each stamen which consists of 2 parts, anther and filament. This one you already studied in 10th standard, parts of a anther lobe. So inside the anther lobe, they are having the male gamete is called pollen grains. Or these pollen grains are otherwise named as male gametophyte. So anther lobe which contains a yellow color powdery substance is called as pollen grains or male gametophyte. Now we are going to see how male gametophyte which is developed in the plant parts. First one, development of anther. So how anther lobe which is produced in the plant parts. So first of all, the anther lobe which is produced from the homogeneous, that means shape and size of a cell is similar. That is said to be homogeneous mass of cell surrounded by an epidermis. That means a mass of cell which is surrounded by outermost layer is called a epidermis. From that homogeneous mass of cell only the anther, young anther is produced. During this development of cells, the anther which is modified into four-lobed structure. So after the mature development, the anther which is modified into four-lobed structure. So structure of anther is also you already studied in 10th standard practical, and also you have drawn the diagram in the record notebook also. It looks like a butterfly shape, four lobes. That is said to be a anther lobe. So the mass of homogeneous cell which is present inside the epidermis afterwards developed into four-lobed anther. So each lobe consists of few rows of hypodermal cells. That means outermost layer is called epidermis, which consists of four lobes, isn't it? So below the hypodermis, the cell which constitute is named as hypodermis. This one also you already studied in anatomy lesson in 11th standard. So here also inside the outermost layer of epidermis, two or few layers which constitute the region is called a hypodermal cell, which is become enlarged, somewhat elongated, which contain conspicuous nuclei, that is clear nuclei at the center. That means these cells are as a prominent nuclei at the center and also elongated. So these cells are named as archisporium. What is that one? A cell layer which is present below the epidermis, and also they are elongated, which contains clear nuclei at the center. These cells are function as an archisporium. So each archisporial cell which undergo periclinal division to form primary parietal cells towards the epidermis and primary sporogenous cells towards the inner side of the anther. So periclinal division, that means each archisporial cell divided by periclinal division. Dear students, periclinal division, that means a single cell which are undergo division in a parallel position, that is said to be the periclinal division, which forms two cells. One is called a primary parietal cell, which is facing towards the epidermis, and primary sporogenous cell which faces towards the inner side of the anther. So archisporial cell, each and every archisporial cell which is produced in the hypodermal region undergo periclinal division, that is parallel division, produce cells one above another. Here it produces two cells, one cell which is facing the upper epidermal region is named as primary parietal cell, another one which is facing towards the inner side which is named as primary sporogenous cell. After that, After that, the primary parietal cell, which is undergo both periclinal and anticlinal. So periclinal means parallel division, anticlinal means perpendicular to each other. That is said to be periclinal and anticlinal division to form 2 to 5 layers of the anther walls. So normally the anther, which consists of outermost layer, is called epidermis. Inner to the epidermis, they are having the cell with layer is called hypodermal cell, which are act as a archisporium, which is enlarged, that is elongated, with a clear nuclei, undergo periclinal division to form 2 cells. Upper cell, which is facing epidermis, is called primary parietal cell. The inner cell, which is present inner side of the anther lobe, is called primary sporogenous cell. The primary parietal cell once again undergo periclinal and anticlinal division to form 2 to 5 layers, which forms the anther wall of a cell, which is composed of 4 layers. And it's starting from the outer side to inner side, endothecium, middle layer, tapetum, from periphery to center. That's why they are given. I told you outer side to inner side or epidermis to inner side. So endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. And also we can able to label it. First one epidermis, then hypodermis, next endothecium, next middle layer and tapetum. That's why they are given. We have to arrange the layers from periphery to the center. Dear students, that is the development of anther. Next, we are going to see microsporogenesis. So what is microsporogenesis means? Simply we can able to say that one, formation of microspore. What is the other name of microspore? Pollen grains. So formation of pollen grains or microspore from microspore mother cell. That process is called microsporogenesis. So the step or stages involved the formation of haploid microspore from diploid microspore mother cell through meiotic cell division is called microsporogenesis. Dear students, kindly note the questions. What is microsporogenesis? Important 2-mark question. We are going to learn book back question, 5-mark question also. Explain the process of microsporogenesis. The stages involved to form haploid microspore from diploid microspore mother cell through meiotic cell division is called microsporogenesis. So first of all, we are going to take the primary sporogenous cell, where this is one we already seen in the previous paragraph. What is that one? The archisporial cell, which undergo cell division, periclinal division to form 2 cell, outer primary parietal cell, inner primary sporogenous cell. That is the cell it's here. Here the primary sporogenous cell, which undergo mitotic division to form a mass of cell, is called sporogenous tissue. So listen, dear students, kindly note down. 2 cell that is archisporial cell undergo periclinal division to form 2 cell. One is the primary parietal cell. That primary parietal cell only again undergo periclinal and anticlinal to form anther wall of a layers. Anther wall layers are produced from the primary parietal cell. Now, in the next cell is primary sporogenous cell, which is undergo mitotic cell division to form a mass of cell. Is called sporogenous tissue. The last generation of the sporogenous tissue is act as a microspore mother cell. So, out of this different generation of a sporogenous tissue, the last generation of the sporogenous tissue is act as a microspore mother cell. So, each microspore mother cell divides meiotically, that is meiotic cell division, to form a tetrad. That means 4 microspore. So, each microspore mother cell undergo meiotic cell division to form a haploid microspore, which is 4 in number, arranged one above another in a linear position or it may be tetrad, means one anticliner and pericliner appadi irukkalam. So that condition is called microspore tetral. The arrangement of microspore in different shape, one is tetrahedral, another one is the decussate, linear, T-shaped or isobilateral. So these are all the different shape of the microspore. The diagram of the different microspore shape we will see in the next para. After the formation of tetrad haploid microspore, each and every one separate from one another and remain free in the center of the anther lobe or anther locule. Locule means cavity. Each anther lobe enclosed by a cavity is called anther locule, which contains the free microspore. These microspore afterwards developed into pollen grains. Each microspore which is present inside the bag-like structure is called microsporangium. The stage in the development of microsporangia is given in the diagram. In some of the plants, the microspore in the microsporangium remain held together is called pollinium. It's the important 2-mark question. What is pollinium? Kindly note it down. What is pollinium? In some plants, all the microspore in a microsporangium, that means all the pollen grains are remain held together, attach aayirukkum. Or simply we can able to say that one, pollen grains are fused together. That is called pollinium. Example, Calotropis. அப்படின்னா எருக்கஞ்செடி. எருக்கஞ்செடியில் இருக்க பூவை எடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த டிப்பில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லா போலன் கிரைன்ஸும் ஒன்றா ஒட்டி மஞ்சள் கலராக தெரியும் அந்த பூ நடுவில். ஆந்தர் தனியாக அதில் தெரியவே தெரியாது. That is said to be pollinium. So all the microspore which is present in the microsporangium or remain held together, that is attached together, is called pollinium. Example, Calotropis. In some other plants, they are having the compound pollen grains. Example, Drosera and Drynys is an important 1-mark question. Compound pollen grains are present in dash, Drosera and Drynys. Dear students, this is the diagram which are showing the development of anther. First one, outermost layer which is pink in color, made up of cells surrounded by a mass of cell at the center which is homogeneous, that means similar shape in structure, that is said to be anther primordium. So this anther primordium afterwards named into archisporial or archisporium or archisporial cell. Next one, inner to the epidermis, few cells which are modified into different shape, that is somewhat elongated with a clear nuclei, prominent nuclei, which is produced in a 4 different corner named as archisporial cells, which forms anther lobe in the anther. Now, this archisporial cells are undergo periclinal cell to form a 2 cells. One is facing outer side is primary parietal cell. Another one is facing inner side, which is named as primary sporogenous cell. So this primary parietal cell which undergo periclinal and anticlinal to form 2 to 5 layers which constitute the layer of the anther wall. See the next diagram. Outer side, outer to the archisporial cell, 3 to 5 layers which constitute the anther wall layers. Next one, microsporogenesis. What is the microsporogenesis? The formation of haploid microspore from diploid microspore mother cell is called microsporogenesis. For this, the primary sporogenous cell undergo mitotic cell division to form mass of sporogenous tissue. The last generation of the sporogenous tissue, which is act as a microspore mother cell, which is diploid. This microspore mother cell undergo mitotic cell division. Meiotic cell division to form a haploid microspore which is tetrad in shape. Not only in tetrad in shape, they are in different shape: tetrahedral, decussate, linear, T-shaped and isobilateral manner. Dear students, the primary parietal cell which forms 2 to 5 layers, that is wall of the anther lobe, it starts from the epidermis to inner side, that is periphery to center. First epidermis, second one endothecium, third one middle layer, fourth one tapetum. Inner to the tapetum only, they are having microsporangium with a microspore. So this is said to be the pollen grain stage and also development of anther. Inter to the microsporangium, they are having the pollen grains or microspore. In some plants, the microspore which is held together is called pollinium. Example, Calotropis. In some plants, they are having compound pollen grains. Example, Drosera and Drimys. Dear students, this is the anther lobe. 4 lobe is there. See, that's why I told you butterfly shaped. 4 lobed anther with a tetrad, that is 4 number of pollen grains or microspore. Each lobe which are connected by a tissue is called connective tissue. Each lobe, at the tip of the lobe, they are having the special type of cell is called stomium. That means the 2 sporangia, microsporangia of the anther lobe which are connected to the region is called stomium. This stomium which is responsible for dehiscence of a anther lobe and liberate the pollen grains outer side. That one you will see later. So these are all the different stages of development of anther. This is the another stage, that is how sporogenous cells are formed inner side of the anther lobe. Previously we have seen individual diagram, but everything is happening inside the anther lobe only. That's why they given epidermis, middle layer, tapetum and sporogenous cell. That means sporogenous tissue. The last generation of the sporogenous tissue only act as a microspore mother cell. So this microspore mother cell, which is diploid in nature, which undergo meiotic cell division to form the 4 haploid microspore, that is tetrad microspore. So this is the developmental stage of anther. So dear students, I hope have you all understood what is male gametophyte, how anther development is taken place in the plant parts. Dear students, if you are having any doubt, please ask me over phone. And remaining, we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.